right? So like basically liquidity to me is just old highs and lows, bro. So
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm looking at the higher time frame or the lower time frame, doesn't matter. I might look at an area like this and see how we interact with that area. Like I don't have to be looking like necessarily over here, like over here. Like to me, like it's relevant in terms of the history of price action. But if you
Mm-hmm.
consider like the time frame, right? How often am I looking at the chart for 60 days at a time? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like not very often. So, but if I want to use the higher time frame, like I said historically, I can look back and see what happened there. But more than anything, historically, I just want to look back to see what happened the past few days. That's what's gonna tell me the most. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like right here, in terms of order flow, as soon as we take that level right there, I can look at it I look at highs, like I said, as a source of liquidity, but it all matters what happens after the interaction there. So when we interact with this high here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't just like fall back at all. We like literally just like crash through. And then we pause here and then we barely sweep out this high. So to me, one or two things can happen. Since
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we come here and we barely took out that high, we could ultimately reverse down, take out the, something right here.
Oh, right.
And then like
Like,
now that's where we get our double sweep from. Now on the flip
oh.
side, because we get like this big imbalance here,
Mm-hmm.
this big fair value gap, however you want to look at it. Like to me, fair value gaps or imbalances, the job of them is to hold the market up. So like this order block here is like super valid. If it came down here and I got an entry there, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is that this big imbalance candle is what took out, these highs right here, right?
Right.
And on top of that, like I think of it as like, in like not prehistoric, but like medieval times, there was like a king and a queen, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
had like an army. And like
Mm-hmm.
in that army, they had like their best knight type shit, right?
Right.
So like in that sense, if this is our best knight on the buy side, if I want price to continue forward in terms of order flow, then I need to see this imbalance that took out this high to continue to hold. Otherwise, price is just going to continue to fail. And like, liquidity below these levels is going to get grabbed, and order flow is going to, the money trips are going to happen. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
go bearish and we'll have no reason but not to like just go down here. Now at the
So,
same time, go ahead, bro.
so when you see a sweep like of like the old highs, like, do you like instantly say, "Oh, that's a break of the high," or do you
No,
like
no,
wait
no,
it out?
no,
That
no,
is
no, no.
that is in simplest terms is for me is external range liquidity.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm,
this
mm-hmm.
right when you take this high out, one second. When you take out that high, basically, now they just took out external range liquidity. So like he was saying, you're gonna expect a pullback, and if this pullback can't get us back up here, and we can't take out the highs, then price is obviously getting weak. So then
Yeah.
we would look
Mm.
like you said, this is our our strong soldier or whatever to hold us up. Once
Right.
this fails, we gotta expect price to come down here somewhere. Um, and then if this failed, then you know where we going. But if
Yeah, it's
this is
to the
now
shadow
filling,
realms. Shit's just getting
it'll be
clapped.
filling, yeah, exactly. This will fill the internal range liquidity. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and if we respect this level, then we should be buying back up to take out the external range, which is
Exactly.
So
And
basically, we want to see like how price react in this area.
yeah, like look at
yeah, I
this
mean,
level.
that's the
Take out the
beauty of
high.
order flow. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like order flow, like the beauty of order flow, right? Let's say like we know we're selling, so we're taking, or let's say we're obviously it's reverse, so we're buying right here. Let's say we know we're buying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's cool and all. Like that's perfect. But the idea behind order flow is it's just like it's a mechanism to move price, Because if we
Mhm.
have a stronger supply level here, right, that needs to be met. Like at the end of the day, price doesn't is not going to just move laterally this way or down that way in just like one succession, one quick move. Otherwise, we have like big imbalances that in the market that get created, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So like once this like order flow has been met, right, and we come into this level, like now the idea is that we want to wait to see exactly what happens here. Because at the end of the day, we could get continuation and we could break above that supply and that'd be cool, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
on the flip side, we could just get something like the more likely scenario in terms of like the order flow in the higher time frame, right? Some kind of
Mhm.
reversal here, boom. And like Divine says, like now, like
And then we're
since we basically
grabbing.
picking lows, like now we're gonna take out this internal range. And like this is like the last chance for the buyers to take control at
Mhm.
this low.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't take control there, then at this point, like you're gonna get like some kind of break like this. And even though it like barely broke that, that would still be a valid break of demand. And that would be like your
Pull back.
reason to pull back
Yeah.
into this level. and then like you're like, oh, well, maybe it'll buy from here because it pulled back from here. Eh, clap. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
so
So
what if like this thing over here like didn't mitigate, like let's say an order flow right down here somewhere? Would this be used as liquidity? And then
100%.
yeah, it's like say like this order flow here didn't
right,
get mitigated.
right.
So when price come back, like Ken was saying, this get used in one or two ways. Either you blow through it and we use it as fuel, or we respect it and take out the highs.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the
But
only way. So I know you have issues when you say, um, when you have like these highs and lows being respected,
Right.
um, and then price don't come and take it. It's like, well, that's still valid. Like that order flow is still valid, and price can come back and tag it, or it could just use it as liquidity overall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, okay.
um, literally, and like one really important thing about what he said, like there's only one or two things that's gonna happen here, bro. Like don't confuse it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and at the point in time, like let's say this comes into here, right into this level,
Uh-huh.
and basically when we come into this level, like we don't create any kind of demand other than the fact that we tap into here and like we come up to this supply level right here. Like because that the fact that we have no interaction with demand other than this, like what I mean by that is like if I come into this level right here,
Mm-hmm.
I want to have like some kind of like I don't want to just have this
Interaction.
happen. I want to have like this right here. Like we come in, we switch from liquidity, like break a high, like you know what I'm saying, and then I get in.
Oh.
Because that tells me that a lot happened there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of interaction that happened in that zone and a lot of confirmation that was met. But because of the fact that order flow is honestly bearish in this sense, like I've seen this a lot on Vine's chart. It's like the cause for the pullback, right, bro? What it's
Mm-hmm.
called. So
Yep.
like basically this is just the cause for the pullback into the supply level right here. But boom, because it didn't get any interaction on the demand, so I'm gonna erase this for just a second. Uh, okay, it's like this. Come like here, come right here, and we did this, and like did this, and then did this, and then that. Like now, like I know that order flow will probably send me somewhere up here, more likely than not.
Right.
But because of the fact that we didn't get any interaction with demand, and like basically they weren't able to build enough case for themselves, is how you can kind of think of it. Like the sellers don't have to build a case because they're already smacking shit. But
Mm-hmm.
the buyers, like I wanna see what you got, bro. I want to see like some intention to be formed behind, and I want you to show your hand. Otherwise, like I said, it's gonna do this. It's gonna pull back there because anytime you tap into a demand or a supply, you're always gonna get a reaction. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, if you don't trust this, wait for a break below here, follow order flow off of that, and get your entry off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's more
Oh,
of like an entry that Grind would get. It's very conservative. Boom.
so if price was to like come down here and then create this, sweep the low, and then come back here, respect demand, and then like we get like our flip entry, and
Right,
then we
right, right,
take out
right,
the
right.
high.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, exactly. Because now more likely than not, if you look at it, it just looks like liquidity. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Mhm.
Just looks like straight liquidity that's going to get smashed. But like, if it doesn't do that, you know what I'm saying? Then basically, you have a chance that it could literally just fold this whole range. And
Mm.
honestly, it'll happen very fast too. Like if it doesn't get what it wants here, like all this little buildup, it's gonna be like, sorry, bro. And this is just Wyckoff right here. Essentially, like we don't really trade Wyckoff, but that's all that is.
I see. So if you like, hold up, where's my annotation? All right. Okay, cool. So if we were to like disrespect demand, so we have to keep on following supply chain, like
Mm-hmm.
all the way down like this. And then once this break, then you can play the continuation. This could be
Yeah.
used as inducement and then tap like somewhere over here.
So that honestly, yeah, that is very true. That is very true. That is very true. Like, but the problem with that is
Hmm.
like the problem with that is you can sometimes get caught on the wrong side of the move.
Right. Yeah, I that's my problem.
Yeah, you could definitely. So like I would say, like no matter what, bro, just follow what you see happening on the chart. Like even if you have like kind of some kind of presumption about what's gonna happen. Like what I mean by that is like there's be days where like I see price coming into a level and I see
Hmm.
kind of price like reacting in a way where I'm like, yeah, I feel like we're gonna pull back. But like I won't like I might take buys on a hedge account, but ultimately if I come into this level where we were previously selling, like I'm gonna try to sell first before I do anything else, even though I think we're gonna pull back. Because at the end of the day,
Like,
despite what I think, we can get that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It could look so good and then like smash me, bro. So I'd rather just go ahead and take the order flow that I'm already getting. But if I get that break above, you know what I'm saying? Now we come down to this level, we're doing this. Like break above, like now okay, we got a flip zone.
yeah.
I'm like, bet, let's take it to the sky.
Oh, I see. So you
And
wanna like play with like the order flow that gives you, and then if that breaks, then you
yeah.
can go and switch
Yeah,
bias.
bro. Then you switch your bias.
Yeah, can you
Other
show GU price action over the last like September all the way to now? Like it is like the epitome of our concepts. Internal, external range. Like this action right here on the 4 hour, like that shit is like beautiful.
my bad,
Like
bro.
it just shows you this whole area here just show you everything. I'm like how
Hmm.
demand you'll see like you getting pullbacks from supply, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You getting catalysts to come tap into demand, you getting lows taken, you
And this
getting
is beautiful. Oh my gosh.
an inducement.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's just like Cam was saying, you gotta literally like you can't say like, oh, this took out this, so I'm taking it. Like we can't project on the onto anything anymore. We gotta just like play with what you got. So intraday
Exactly.
stuff too, like if you see something impulsive and bro, you just gotta trade that. Like this candle here, I remember when Price did it, like this big push down during London and New York happened.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, I think we about to sell off. And it's like, well, we respected daily and 4 hour demand. It's like, no,
Right.
we're not. We just going to take that out. You still get a
Hmm.
pullback after you take out the high, pull back into another demand, and then
And then
CPI.
we blow through it.
Literally, bro. Like it's like there's always gonna be like you got to pay attention to the interaction, bro. Like the market, it's almost like a dance, bro. Like the best people in the market are the ones who like find a way to to become a good dance partner to the market. The way that you become a good dance partner to the market is being flexible. You know what I mean? That's with
Hmm.
most things in life. If you want to be a good athlete, you have to be flexible. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like we might have a bias or two or three or four, but like you can only trade what we're given. Like we
Hmm.
don't make these markets. The banks make these fucking markets. So when I
Mm-hmm.
see price coming to this level, I don't care what intent is showing up to here. If I see it start respecting lows, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and right here too, look, we snuck that low with, swept liquidity, and then we took the supply level.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see ya.
Facts.
You know what I mean? See you later.
Ah, okay, okay.
From there on, like you shouldn't be looking for nothing but buys until it breaks the low. And
So
has it? Nope.
so if it breaks like this low right here, then it's going back bearish.
Yeah, yeah. It's going
Most
back
likely,
bearish
yeah.
for 100%.
So like the pullbacks are just catalyst for a pullback to supply, right?
Yeah.
Because like this
Oh,
right here, like I said, order flow, if you look right here, we're buying, 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 buying. Okay, we have this demand zone that happened, interacted with the supply, so we know it's valid.
hmm.
And then it gets crashed, you know what I'm saying? All right, that's too bad. We
Yeah.
don't really care.
Start
Not a
creating
big
order
deal.
flow.
Order flow, bro. It's so clean right here. I would almost rather take this than the buys up. It's giving me like pizza pies right here, bro. I'm like, sheesh. And I
And
take this,
then
you know what I'm saying? I get any one of these entries. I just take this from right here. I'm like, bet. Let's go ahead and sell down to this point of liquidity right here. I'm not sure too like
right, I don't
where
know
how
what's
low
gonna
it's gonna
happen
go,
after
but
that. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
bro. But I know it's gonna target inducement for sure. Boom. Thank you. Give me that. Not the market.
Because what I always say is, um, when this right here is all like 15-minute legs, like it's 4 hour legs, but in a 15 minute you'll see it look more legit. And what you realize is when this low failed and then this low failed and then this significant low failed, we going all the way down here, right? So you can assume that when that 15-minute failed. Now when you get a level of like a 4 hour level that fails, like which probably was this level, then you can assume like this big daily range right here, which got tapped into
Hmm.
was going to be respected, and it just happens over and over. So it's like really complex, but it's like in this area was a nice range. You had a high and a low right here.
Hmm.
Let me actually clear that. You had this high, you had this low, and price did this, and it's like, all right, all we doing is playing the extremes. You're right, we're gonna play the extremes. You could catch some sales up here if you wanted to, some up here. But eventually we don't know who's gonna hold, but at the end of the day, we like, yo, we just play what we see. So price come to these extremes, you want to play it. This was New York session, catch buys all the way up here. Eventually
Hmm.
take out the high. This is New York session, caught these buys. I actually caught these sales on a Friday, I remember. Not all the way down here though. I just took a low and then got out because it was Friday, and then Monday it kept going down, and then caught these buys, boom, got out, and it ended up taking out the high, and then it did this, took out a low, right? So then it started pulling back, took out another low, so now we just came back to another level, which just happened. And I actually, yo, I had this marked out tonight, and I stopped trading around this time. I was looking for those.
So like sometimes when price pullbacks, it respects like a fair value or something. Like how do you know if like let's say for example, if I thought that this was my POI, like I didn't know that this was inducement, right? And it
Mhm.
does this and it blows through it. Like, do you
Yeah,
think
you
that
just chilling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing, bro. Just
you
like
don't need
wait
to
for the
do
next
shit,
thing
bro.
to
Honestly.
yeah, literally you don't
Like
have to do
just
a
be like,
damn
oh,
thing.
all right, cool. Like even when, bro, go back to the pier or the go back to Tesla, right? Look at a
Mhm.
big ass screen like this and then be like, okay, I could have bought here or I could have sold here according to my plan. Let me go see if my setup is down there. Like so me, I go in these areas and be like, let me see if my setup is down there. And then same thing here. I'll be like, oh, like why did this happen? What did that look like? Why did this hold and it didn't come to this wick down here? Right? Um
Mhm.
what could I have caught in off of these after we took out this high and price started reacting? What could I have validated on the 15 minute that it tapped into and caught some sales to this low right here? And then let the runners run until probably I would have been like, I'll target this, but then you would have got broken even, right?
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
you want to see because we don't really know, but we this could have been a POI. Price could have came into this range and kept going, and we probably I was actually looking for buys here. I remember because this was
Hmm.
a nice level the day before we tapped into it, got a blast up, right? I'm like, okay, if price continue bullish, we respect it. It's like, all right, cool. Price blew through this shit during London and New York. So it's like, all right, we should be coming to the next level. And then that got blew through, we'd be like, all right, we should be coming to the. You're just validating the levels, not
Oh,
trying to pick
okay.
and choose which one, of course POY selection is good, but this one is like a nice sweep and then a push up. This one is
Yeah,
a
bro.
nice sweep and a push up.
For
So it's like,
sure.
So basically we look at what the market gives us. Like we have like this like buildup of liquidity and then
This
we
is
got to
beautiful
sweep
actually. Damn.
sweep up this
mhm,
low over here. So then this would be valid.
yeah,
Um
even
Literally,
like
bro.
this high, these highs, where you see the supply interaction, like this is just pure liquidity. Like it's building. It
Straight,
could
bro.
get taken years from now, but it's liquidity for the
No,
market. Like
exactly.
look at this shit, right?
It's order flow for the time being. But
Just
like order flow is liquidity. It's
this
just
was
order flow is
like
just orders.
this was price tapping into a weekly level, right?
mhm,
And bears and bulls
respecting.
had to figure it out. And I was like, I caught these buys, then got a 1 to 7 because I didn't really like it. I was right, and then end up
Damn.
catching sells in here that was a 1 to 5, and then caught buys down here. And then I was like, you know what, bro? I don't know what's about to happen. Let me chill. And I got out. And then he took the high and it was like, all right, now I know, okay, let me map out these levels. I mapped out these wicks right here because they started to come back into the premium of this leg. I mean, the discount of that leg. So that's what we do. And then price came and blew through that, right? And then it held the nice fair value gap. I'm like, I'm not trading off of that. It respected 4 hours, so I try to catch sales here. And then
Hmm.
when price got down here, news came out on FOMC, and then pew, like you know what I mean? Same shit. It's just like we don't need to know where price is going. We just need to be like, all right, point of interest. When price get
Okay.
here, all right, let me see what happens. If we don't see what happens, then we not getting it.
So when you see like these tight consolidation, just know that data is just like liquidity, like being built like people like just playing off from
Stacking
these levels.
orders, market at an equilibrium. So remember what I said? Something I learned from Blackwell. He said never diddle in the middle, right? So you
Mhm.
got the middle of this range. Stay the fuck out of it, right? There's no point in you trading in here.
Favorite me,
Just trade down here, extremes, and trade up here, extremes.
before I give him like a
Leave
Mm.
this in the middle, like this stuff in the middle, just leave it be, right? Because if you look at it, um, say this leg right here in the 15 minute is a range. Look what happens in the middle of that range. It's just bull, bunch of bullshit, bro. Like a bunch of bullshit,
Like
right?
shit don't get respected and stuff
And
like
then it
that.
gets swept, and then like it just takes off. So just stay out the middle, right? Um, because it
Okay.
will fuck you up. Same thing here, like